So now that we just learned about those 4 OAuth roles, let's take a look at what the flow for the interaction between those 4 services look like. So the idea is we have our client on the left-hand side, and we're making an authorization request to the resource owner, the end user. So the client requests authorization from the resource owner. The request can be made directly as shown or indirectly via the authorization server. Then our next step here is authorization grant. So the client receives an authorization grant, which is a credential representing the resource owner's authorization expressed using one of the 4 grant types defined in the specification using the extension grant type. The authorization grant type depends on the methods used by the client to request authorization and the type supported by the authorization server. So authorization grants can be of the following types: authorization code, implicit, resource owner password credentials, client credentials. And the thing is, when you start using cloud services that are customer IAMs, CIMs, you'll see these terms, and so it's coming from this doc. And so for the most part, they should be implementing what's in the RFC. The preferred method for the client to obtain an authorization grant from the resource owner is to use the authorization server as an intermediary. So we're talking about authorization code grant. That's why we have it highlighted there. All right. So continuing on, now we have authorization request. So the client requests an access token by authenticating with the authorization server and presenting the authorization grant. Okay. And the authorization server authenticates the client and validates the authorization grant. And if valid, issues an access token. So now we are getting our access token after we've done our authorization grant. All right, so now we have our access token, and so the client requests the protected resource from the resource server and authenticates by presenting the access token. And then the resource server validates that the access token is valid and serves the request. So that is the whole flow. There's other things that we have to consider, like refreshing access tokens, things like that. But for the most part, there's these 3 things where you're getting the authorization grant, you're getting your token, and then you're utilizing your token to get resources. So hopefully that is clear, okay?